look at my application, can you look at my script, can you look at my log line before I send this thing? Can you look at this email before I send it to you? So that's a good network for me. That's what has really helped me. Just knowing that, oh, I can call Fatima to quickly look at this thing. Or I'm looking for funding for this show film. And I built this network over years to say, how can we, I hear that you are at this council. What do I need to do to apply for this grant that I just saw?
If there is no grant, you can get, if there is no grant, you can get your funding to produce it through advertisements. You can get a lot of companies, you know, and your stories have to have something to do with what they sell or what they do. Then you take your script to them, but after they look at it, they can, you know, fund your movie. And that's, I think, quick ways of a lot of producers getting funding for their movies.
Okay, you said that you see places where you can get funding, right? So the first thing you should do is find, because every place that wants to give you funding has their criteria. So the UN might want to have a message that they want to tell. So that means your script needs to fall in line with that. So if they want to tell stories about women and you go and tell them a story about one man, they're not going to look at it. So that's the first thing. Your story. Does your story align to what whoever is giving that content? When you're done, you prepare a pitch. And in your pitch, you should have your outline. You should have a short treatment of what your story is about. You should be able to tell them who the filmmakers are, because they will want to research those filmmakers and make sure that they know what they're doing, you know? So that's obviously important. And then tell them a little bit about yourself and why you want to tell that story. And then also, if it's not a place like the UN or non-profit organization, if it's a for-profit organization, they want to know how to make their money back, which means you need to tell them how to get that money back. Do you understand? And those are things that we really can't discuss here, but you can get my money. So there's a method to the madness. So when you have all that, they'll give you the money. You're able to do all those things. Does that answer your question? Does that answer your question?
I just want to say something quick about networking. Be ready at any point in time and master the art of introducing yourself in 1 minute. Because a lot of people have this tendency when they go to networking events to meet somebody and they'll just be talking. Master the art of introducing yourself. And look, we have a phone, right? When you're networking, you can have something on hand. And maybe even though you may not know what you want to create a trailer. People like visual things. I needed to say that.
That's what you call an elevator pitch. So she's saying, have your elevator pitch ready. And that's also what you call a crash course. So thank you, Auntie Mildred. And the networking has started. She said, maybe you can get that number later. You said that, Auntie Mildred, am I right? She said that, so that's what this forum is all about. She needs to get her number and get more information from her. So you have another question?
Yeah, good afternoon. My name is John Kiyemi, National President of Creative Designers Guild of Nigeria. We have one behind the camera, costume, makeup, props, and set. I would just want to contribute to what the lady from North said, is that most times when we see these people, you know, going into depression and all that, it's because everybody wants to be in the front of the camera. Every lady that wants to come into the industry wants to act, and they want to be seen. But acting is not the only thing that makes the movie. We have the makeup, we have the costume, we have the, you know, Auntie Joga, when she was addressing the house, she talked about she wants to see ladies, pictures, ladies, continuity, ladies makeup, camera lady. You see, most times we have been, yesterday I was talking, I said, we have been doing a lot of training. And why are we doing that? We go to secondary schools, you know, to catch them here. So that when they go out of that place, everybody wants, like what Madam said, and they are leaving school, the first thing they want to jump into entertainment. They should know the area, the core area they want to engage in. Not everybody cannot be in front of camera. So that we will be able to avoid the issue of people going through the depression, people being molested or being taken advantage of. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We have just 1 minute, so we're able to take one question. But I just want to say something.
Let me say something. And I thank you very much. And that is one of the reasons when Omijoke said that Masura, can you come down to Lagos? I said yes. Because I think I can use this opportunity to beg. I don't know much about Nollywood. I've acted in some of the movie like Gates of Alakada was there. I was there with Baba Iboda, because I speak Yoruba too. I want to source for collaboration, trainings, and strategies to help our northern artists and northern young ladies. So we are ready. We can sponsor it. If they can come, if somebody can come down to teach them, because we don't have any crew member, a female crew member in the lot. And people will be wondering, so how are you people famous? We have more than 75 million. We are more than 75 million in the lot. And all the other neighboring countries that speak Hausa watch our movies, and that's how we became famous and so on. And you know, there's money in it, and because we have a lot of issues in the north, you know, rape, early marriage, and you see a man have only one wife and 20 children. So you know, and imagine it, we have a lot of stories to tell. But the problem is, first of all, we don't have funding, and secondly, the women, they don't even know what they really want. They just want to act like the lady say. They just want to be an actress. They don't want to be, you know, a part of the industry. They just want to act and be an actor. But when we have training, people teaching them that with this, you can even be famous than more than some of the artists. It will open their mind and brain for them to be able to be part of other activities in the country.
Introduce them to our internship program. We can talk about that afterwards. Yes.
Thank you. Because I told her that I would take one question. We're actually out of time, but I'll take one more question. But you have to promise me your question will be direct, 10 seconds, and it will be answered very quickly. But before we go on, I'd like to say something to the lady there. Thank you very much for what you said. But when I started on television, I started in front of the camera, and I wanted to be behind the camera. I wanted to produce, and I wanted to be in the only van for broadcast. I went to my boss at the time and I said to him, please can I learn producing and directing? That's what I wanted to do. And he said no. So the point I'm trying to make is that it's not, he said no. And from that time, in 2008, I didn't get to produce until about 7 years later, when I did something myself. So the point I'm trying to make is that we have to be kinder to these women, because some people can't even get the opportunity to be behind the camera, because I'm a living testimony to that. I was rejected and I was told to stay in front of the camera. Now, don't get me wrong, in front of the camera gave me the publicity and the leverage I needed, but I wanted to do other things. I wanted to craft the story. I wanted to tell the story and see my work from inception, conceptualization to the finish, and I was rejected. So just wanted to put it out there. But final question very quickly.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Sonia Kachi. Thank you, everyone, who made this possible. Thank you, Ma'am Joga. My question is to you, Mojisola Sonoike. I want details on your internship. You mentioned it, but then give us how to be a part of it exactly where how. Thank you, Ma'am.
Perfect timing, because we're actually looking for interns. Right now it's all remote, so you have to have access to the internet, you have apply. Go to our website, AfricanFilmArtsFoundation.org. There's a link to the internship program, and we train people in film festival, behind the scenes of creating a film festival submission, communication, social media management, website development. We haven't gotten hands-on yet because it's all remote, but we've started a masterclass called Cinema for the Culture. And that masterclass, one of the first programs we had online was around AI, artificial intelligence, and was a hit. So if you have access to the internet, you can apply. It's that simple. You're welcome.
Thank you very much. Thank you, everyone on the panel. It was such an insightful panel. It's been great learning from you. And to everyone who asked the question, thank you so much. And it's a wrap on this side. Thank you, everybody. Let's can you join them on stage for a group picture? So many gems there, and I love how the networking is already happening. We come to these events and we want to be with a stronger network. Thank you to our veterans, thank you to our panelists for sharing so generously of their wealth of experience, their knowledge, and now their network. Our photographers also snapping away alongside our paparazzi. Please share those pictures and videos and tag Africa Creative Market so we can get those pictures and videos. Thank you so much. Can we give our panelists and moderator one more time a resounding round of applause? I just love the breadth of the conversation. Film, television, festival organization, directing, acting, a bit of broadcasting, sports, and that just shows you the immense potential of film and television and the role that women have to play in it. Again, a big thank you to our moderator for trying our possible best to adhere to the time constraints. We have a charge. The charge that will be coming up after one of our sponsors addresses us. So we'd like everyone to just settle down now again. Thank you, the room is still full. We're doing everything in our possible best to manage the time. So if your hands are not too busy, I'd like you to warmly welcome our next speaker. And I say this because the commitment to the arts and culture, TV and film is very evident. If I asked everyone here, when was the last time you were at the residence of the U.S. Consul for an arts or film or culture event, a lot of hands will go up. And it's not just once, but twice and 3 times, 4 times. So please join me in welcoming the Public Affairs Officer, U.S. Consulate General in Lagos, in the person of Julie McCabe. I will hand over the microphone until that applause swells. They done so much for us. They bring their weight of support.
Oh my goodness. Let me stand on existing protocol. It's amazing to be here. It's an honor to be in a room with so many accomplished and talented women in film and television. We are a sponsor. We support the Africa Creative Market. In fact, so much so that we encouraged it to go to Atlanta this year. I don't know if the people in this room know that for 50 years, Lagos and Atlanta have been sister cities. This year, 50 years. And so ACM went to Atlanta, and it's so nice to be here on the other side of it as well. We certainly want to thank Ascend Studios Foundation for their support and all of the other people that made this possible. So I'm the Public Affairs Officer. I'm here at the U.S. Consulate in Lagos. I was also in Abuja at the embassy as the cultural affairs officer. I love film. I love film and TV. And so this is a real honor to be here. I'm going to be here to tell you 3 things. 1, the U.S. government supports women's equity. We know that communities, industries are stronger when women succeed. And so we want to see women succeed. Also, the creative economy, we know it drives economic development. And so we are supporting that. And the third one is we have some special opportunities for public-private partnerships and capacity building. I heard the panel and some of the things that people are looking for, and I think that we can help and provide some of those. So first I want to say the United States has benefited from about the last 100 years of being able to tell our stories through Hollywood films and through TV. But right now, we see this as Nigeria and Africa's moment. The world is watching and interested in these stories. Nollywood, it's amazing. I have seen so many amazing films. I have met talented people, and I'm so glad that we are able to support and connect. My understanding, I've heard, and somebody can tell me if I'm wrong, but I believe that the creative industries, Nollywood, Afrobeats, and others are set to be the biggest export from Nigeria, and that's amazing. That means jobs, opportunities. There is no lack of talent in Nigeria. Maybe not enough opportunity, and we want to be here to help with that. We're also very pleased that the world, that Nigeria, that Africa, and the world are streaming these films and television shows on U.S. platforms, whether it's Netflix, Prime Video, or YouTube, which I know a lot of people use as the place to get their work out there to try to get funding and development. So I want to tell you that I've been watching films for a long time. I love to see women's stories up on the screen and to know that they're being made by women. So maybe some of you in this room remember 2009. I don't know if you were watching the Academy Awards, but it was the very first time a woman won Best Director, won an Oscar. Catherine Bigelow for Hurt Locker. That was way too long, 2009. I heard someone also say that sometimes Nigeria is advanced. Nollywood is more advanced than Hollywood in the inclusion of women and the success of women. And I think that's true. I have seen so many people in front of the camera, whether it's Joke Silva,
Why are you guys sitting down?
I've seen women be successful behind the camera and as producers. Whether we're talking about Olande Austin Peters, we're talking about Lois. There's so many people here. You guys have role models, you're paying it forward, you're mentoring, you're doing all the things that are growing the industry. I also had the opportunity in 2002 to be in the Africa Magic Viewers' Choice Awards. And the excitement I felt when a film about a strong Nigerian woman, Malaya, was on the screen, and it featured also strong Nigerian talent behind the camera, producing and on the screen as well. So things are growing and blowing up, and we're here to support and help. We have several new programs. We do things like public-private partnerships. We do capacity building as well. And so 2 things that have happened recently, actually 3. We've done an International Visitors Leadership Program in creative industries that took leaders to the United States to connect them with their counterparts so Americans could learn from Nigerians and the participants could learn from the Americans in the industry. We also started 2 new exchange programs. One, the Africa Creative Television Initiative, and later, maybe in about 30 minutes, there'll be a panel with the participants from that program. The program was so successful that we'll be doing it again, and you'll be hearing from our implementing partner, the University of Southern California, School of Cinematic Arts, one of the leaders in the world, is here to talk to you and tell you more about that. We also, for young and aspiring students that want to go into the film industry and television, we have the Community College Initiative, and that's taking students to the U.S. to go to community college for a whole year to do the script-to-screen process. And so these are just some of the things that we're doing. And networking is a lot of this. I'm happy to meet and talk to anybody here, share my contact, and the best way to find out what's happening and what we're providing is to follow us on social media, U.S. in Nigeria. Is anybody already following U.S. in Nigeria? Yay! But that's when you're going to find out about these openings and these exchange programs. We also have funding, we support film festivals, and we do many things, but we think that it's so important for you to be able to tell your stories, for women to succeed, and to be in partnership with Nigeria. So thank you so much. We're so glad you're here. This is amazing. Keep doing what you're doing and pay it forward. Thank you.
Another resounding round of applause. I mean, those are amazing initiatives. They're putting their money where their mouth is. They're creating industries and ensuring that knowledge is shared. Thank you so much, Julie McKay, for that concise presentation. And do follow US in Nigeria so you don't miss out on any of the initiatives or opportunities. Now, I'm really excited about the next item on the agenda because it's leading towards television. By a show of hands, can we see the TV people in the house? Television, okay. Film. I think there are more hands that went up when it came to film, but it's film and television. And for me, growing up, when I look at some of my role models in the film industry, Auntie Joke is right up there. But in the television industry, when you look at a broadcaster par excellence, someone that speaks well with so much courage, diction, with so much gait, as someone that I've admired over the years. There's the way she carries herself with charisma. She delivers excellently. And one thing that I love about women is women pour themselves out so that other women and men can learn. She's not just written one book that has made pronunciation very easy for broadcasters or students. She's not written 2 books, but now she's written 3 books. And if you do anything today, make sure you stop by the stand to get a copy of Command Your Stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for a broadcaster par excellence. A round of applause for the founder and trainer at Strictly Speaking Limited. I call her Auntie Bimbo, but you know her as Bimbo Oloyede. A warm round of applause for our childhood, adulthood mentor, role model, who's going to lead the charge and representing the TV industry. A warm round of applause. And I love that standing ovation because it is well deserved. 3-time partner.
Thank you very much, Isabella. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. So great to be here. Charge, that's what I'm supposed to be doing. So let's charge ourselves a little bit. Everybody get up. Get up, turn around. Don't shake the person next to you. Shake the person next to the person that is next to you. the charge, women in television. All right? Good afternoon once again, ladies and gentlemen. Nice to have you all here. And let's take off. So I just want to spend a few minutes talking to you about yesterday. Are we together? All right. Yesterday, today, and tomorrow. Yesterday, Margaret Hamilton. She's about 87, 88 years old now. She is a computer scientist, and she was one of those people who helped take the first expedition to space. And she said, looking back, we were the luckiest people in the world. There was no choice but to be pioneers, no time to be beginners. And so I thought, looking at yesterday, let's put a few things straight. For the record, these women, for the record, ladies and gentlemen, these women started television. Mrs. Agaji Williams, 1959, first woman on TV as a presenter and news reader. Followed very swiftly by Chief Julie Coker, first presenter in the Western area, in Lagos actually. Followed by Mrs. Stella Awani, a producer, a trainer. There's hardly any producer or presenter in TV in those days that didn't go through Mrs. Awani. Most of you know that Mrs. Buki Ajayi was a veteran actress. Maybe what you don't know is that she also happened to be a TV presenter and a news reader. And then, of course, many of you will know Chief Mrs. Ibidun Allison, who played the role of Amebo. What you may not know is that she's one of the first Nigerian women to be formally trained at the Guildhall School of Music and Drama in television production. For the record, the next group of women on TV were the news anchors, or the newscasters as we were called in those days. Sienna Orwell Brown. Yes, she deserves a round of applause. Ronke Ayuba. She also deserves applause. Now she's pastor, Lola Alakija. But then she was simply Miss Lola Alakija. First female energy correspondent in Nigeria. And my humble self, Favour So, we don't have time, so I have to just salute everybody in between, from that time till today, all right? But I can tell you that I can see some people in the audience who were very, very prominent. I can see, stand up and take a bow. I can see Princess Tenia Wofi-Ebi, who used to do educational television. I can see Oloye. Yes, I can see her. She was a producer. So I salute them all, and they all move us till today. Leading ladies of today. Busola Komolafe, Charles Head, Paramount Media. Dr. Busola, this is a tale of two Busolas. Dr. Busola Tejumola, Executive Head, Content and Channels, West Africa, Multi-Choice. Then let's move to the news area. We have Ronke Raju, who is Controller of News, Channels Television. Stella Jane Jacob, Editor-in-Chief, TVC News. Ife Oyebole, Director General, Imo Broadcasting, Owerri. We have Jane, Head of News, TAF Media Group, Uyo. And then we have Head of TVC Communications, Victoria Ajayi. And we also have Morayo Afolabi Brown, MD TVC Entertainment.
Still talking about today and leading ladies, we have Abisoye Balogun, Marketing Manager, Showmax. Adeola Kingsley James, I believe I saw her somewhere there, Head of Production, Arise Play. We have Secular Abuaba Olunake, Senior Manager, Production, West Africa, Africa Magic, Atinuke Babatunde, Academy, Director, Multi-Choice Talent Factory. Then we've got the heavies, still women, Dr. Shola Momo, Vice Chairman, Channels Media Group. Agatha Amata, did I see her here? There she is. CEO Brave TV. We have Mo Abudu, Ebony Life. We have Betty Dibia, who runs the children's channel, Ranama TV. And we have Khadija Ishak Bowers, CEO of Kamek TV in Kano. Now, all these women are today's women on TV, all right? There are many more that we can't talk about, but they all hold prime positions in the television industry in Nigeria, which brings us to tomorrow. Oh, okay. I've not been changing them, sorry. Here they are. Here they are again. And the next lot. And the next lot. Right, we've caught up. Oprah Winfrey brings us to tomorrow. She says, challenges are gifts that force us to search for a new center of gravity. Don't fight them. Just find a new way to stand. From what we've heard so far this morning, it is clear that we must find a new way to stand. And so, this is my charge for tomorrow. Charge is an acronym. C is collaboration, H is harness, A is action, R, resolute, G, ginger, and E, excellence. Let's talk about collaboration. A Japanese poet said, individually, we are one drop. Coming together, we are an ocean. So ladies, it is time for you to decide whether you want to be one drop or whether you want to be an ocean. As far as I'm concerned, wow. Okay. We've gone bananas. All right, here we are. Yeah, as far as I'm concerned, there are advantages of independent, professional collaboration. We've heard some of them already today. It generates more creative and inventive solutions. It enhances productivity. It helps you in knowledge sharing. It improves morale and camaraderie. And honestly, you have a choice. You can be friendly if you like. You can be cordial if you like. And if you don't like, you don't have to be friendly. But you have to be professional and neutral about the way you work. I don't have to wish to drink wine with you. I don't have to go to your children or grandchildren's parties. But if you can deliver on the job that I expect you to do, then we can work together. You don't have to like me. We really don't have to like each other. It doesn't matter. What matters is, can you deliver? Can you do the job? So, if we can get together, we will have stronger professional relationships. If we choose, we can have stronger personal relationships. And certainly, we can have more networking opportunities. So let's move to H, harness. What happens when you harness your strengths? Well, we heard the panel. One person can write. This one can direct. Fine. The other one knows how to write proposals. Bring it. This other one knows how to market. Bring your strengths. Harness these strengths together, and we will go places. There's a banker by the name of Walter Wriston, and he said, the person who figures out how to harness the collective genius of his or her organization is going to blow the competition away. He did not say, the person who knows how to harness me, myself, and I genius. That's not what he said. Collective genius. Of not me, myself, and I company, but my organization. So, if we really know that we are ready to do this job, and we want to blow the competition away, we have to harness our strengths. And that means it's got to be intentional. It means we have to take action. A is for action, because action changes things. We can't sit down, twiddle our thumbs, and imagine that something wonderful is going to happen. It won't happen. That's why, in taking action, we have to do it together. The path to success is to take massive action. And the truth is that massive action cannot be achieved with one effort, with one person's efforts. It can't be solo. We know that people have done great things, but imagine how greater those achievements would be if we took massive action. And then we have to be resolute. The R in charge is resolute. Now, this is a quote. Women are not weaker. Read that again. Women are not weaker. They are just as strong, just as resolute, just as creative, and they are filled with just as much potential as any man. But you see, there are some conditions for that potential to be realized. That is why we have to be resolute. We have to have purpose. There must be a reason that is driving us. And resolute people do certain things. They focus their attention on the prize. They have a clear vision and a direction. They are resilient, and this enables them to commit to challenges, despite whatever setbacks they may come across. They are reliable, and they are accountable partners. Sometimes we don't want to collaborate because we don't want to be accountable to anybody else. But I'm sorry, if we're going to go forward, that accountability is an absolute must. And so, having been resolute, it is time now for us to move to ginger. We know what to do to ginger ourselves. We know what ginger does in our lives. It flushes out our systems, okay? And it spices up our food, it spices up our lives. So we need to make sure that we flush out the biases that exist within us and amongst us. We need to fight the germs of distrust and disharmony. Clean out your mouths, ladies, and say positive things to each other. Nobody's going to get anywhere if we are not intentionally kind to each other, if we are not intentionally building each other up, because nobody has all the answers. Nobody knows it all. So resist the I mentality and adopt the we mentality. It's much healthier. And of course, it creates the opportunity for the last letter, which is, you see the germs being flushed out. It creates the opportunity for excellence. That's the last letter. Excellence is not an accident. It's the result of high intention, effort, direction, execution, and the vision to see obstacles as opportunities. You see, the point is this. The goal is not to live forever. The goal is to create something of you have heard of the program Coronation Street. Do you know that that program started in 1960? Do you know that that program has over 60 seasons under its belt? 11,350 episodes. And we're sitting here and we're saying to ourselves, me, myself, and I. No way. The actors, millionaires. The writers, millionaires. Producers, millionaires. Directors, millionaires. And so on and so forth. So at the end of the day, this is where we are coming to. We're coming to a situation where Melinda Gates says, all women everywhere have the same hopes. We want to be self-sufficient and create better lives for ourselves and our loved ones. But I included the word creative because we are not different from any other woman. We also want something that is good for ourselves and good for our children. So there's an African proverb that says, collaboration has no hierarchy. Can I work with Auntie Joke? I would call her Auntie Joke because if, for instance, she is the head of my particular project or the project that I'm working in, then her position is more important than my age. So can I work with her and accept the fact that this is not a time for hierarchy. This is not a time for sentiment. This is not a time for culture. It is simply a time that she has a particular position and knowledge despite the fact that she's several years younger than me. Can I work with her? The sun collaborates with soil to bring flowers on the earth. He didn't say that the flower was a sunflower, or that it was a primrose, or that it was a daffodil. It said to bring flowers to the earth. So just grant me a couple of minutes to dream about something. I want to put something to you. About 15 years ago, I went to speak to somebody. I said it's time for us to have a television station for women. And the person said to me, what data do you have? What do you have to prove that we need a television station for women? And I left quite sheepishly because I didn't have any data. I just had a gut feeling. And I asked myself, when Tom Shonaya was going to start Women Radio, what data did she have? Was it not a gut feeling that she had that it was important to produce an avenue through which women could be reached? So I put it to you, ladies and gentlemen, look at these 6 women. It's just a thought, oh. Pauline, Ubodaga, that's right. Pauline Ubodaga. She's at AIT. So let's say this station, let's say she handles news. Let's say Jobi Mofeda Mijo, lifestyle, entertainment. Kadaria Ahmed, current affairs. Abike Dabiri, politics. Aisha Falode, sports. And Rolake Akinkugbe, business. Let's just take it one step further. Because they need a strategist. I didn't know she was going to be here, but they need a strategist. They need somebody who is a lawyer, a business strategist, former president of the Lagos Chamber of Commerce and Industry, Vice Chair Africa, ICC World World Chamber Federation, someone who's passionate about SMEs. They need a Mrs. Toki Maboguje. But they also need, please stand up, Toki. But then, they also need a chairman. Senator Daisy Danjuma, chairman, Women's Television Network. Why? In those days, Daisy Danjuma, she spent about 10 years or so at NTA as their legal advisor. But beyond that, she's also, what's the name of the oil company that she chairs? Sapetro. Thank you very much, Sapetro. And she also chairs Mayor Baker and a variety of other companies. So it is just an idea. One more idea before I sit down. Let's look at all right. Now, who do we have here? Funke Akindele, Bolande Austin Peters. Where is she? She was here earlier. Nade Oshiberu, Kemi Adetipa, Hajia Balarabe, Ramat Yakub, and Omoni Ogoli. So, why did I put these 6 women together? Because I felt that it was time for us to have a production company to beat all production companies, put together by women. Again, I said I was thinking about a strategist, and I thought, how about Adeola Aziz, co-founder of Wimbiz, banker, multiple directorships, politician, queen of networking. If you have ever seen Adeola Aziz network in a room, you will know that this production company is a possibility. Finally, Chairman Bola Atta. There we are. Why? Okay, yes. So, I thought of Bola Atta, chairman, and I gave the production company a name. She Productions Unlimited. So ladies, it's just a thought, just a thought. Finally, another proverb. If you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together. Women's Television Network is a possibility. She Productions Unlimited is also a possibility. Just thinking aloud. Just thinking aloud. Thank you.
Well-deserved standing ovation for that masterclass for women in film and television, expertly delivered by Auntie Bimbo, Mrs. Bimbo Oloyede. Another warm, resounding round of applause. Thank you, ma'am, for opening our minds to the possibilities in this industry. What a powerful charge that was. And thank you for recognizing the women who have gone before us and even the women that are carrying that baton. So much to learn from you every time you speak. And if you want to sound like her, when the event is over, do stop by the bookstand and grab a copy of Command Your Stage, because indeed she commanded the stage right here at the Women in Film and Television Summit. I know there's a bit of interaction going on right now, and that is going to lead us into the Q&A engagement. And I can see Auntie Agatha wants to usher her back up on stage. We want to have that questions and answers, the engagement. If you grew up singing Arise, O Compatriots, you would know that Inside Out with Agatha Amata was stable television. It was that nurtured a lot of us wanting to be talk show hosts, a lot of us wanting to go into journalism, to use our voices in the media. So I'm going to hand over the microphone as she moderates this very important Q&A.
Every time I hear Auntie Bim talk, I feel like she needs a bigger audience. The last time I heard her speak, I said we need to give her a bigger room. The reason why this is so important is that a lot of us don't even know our story. There are a lot of young women in this room who are probably hearing a lot of this for the first time. Before we go on, please can you call out your veteran colleagues to come here? Let's give them the standing ovation. It's very important. All those in the room.
Princess Teddy Awofiebi.
I want the young women to see them.
Pastor Lola Alakuja. Mrs. Adeswa Oyenukoe.
And we're going to just try to take as many as we can because I feel this is important. If you have any questions you would like to ask, anything you would like to know, you can't get a better lecturer than the people who are sitting in this room on the history of film or television in Nigeria. So please could you indicate by raising up your hands and then we'll come to you. Where? Yeah. Is there somebody with a microphone? Okay, let's take her first. There's somebody else behind there.
Good afternoon, beautiful ladies on the my name is Ifeoma Onoye from New Telegraph newspaper, and you all started in the year when I don't think I was born then. But my question is, I know just like they say, strike out the stereotype, let's strike out the we should all fight for gender balance. And I know what it would be in those years for a woman to say, okay, I want to work, let alone be on television, and the whole world is watching you. So I would like to know what were the challenges back then, because I am in the media and I thank God I have the support of my husband to do the job, especially when it is time to go for reporting, to go cover events on the island and you're coming back very late. And sometimes they frown their face and they don't support you for being so late home. So how did you guys overcome that challenge? You women, not guys, sorry ma'am for using that word. So how did you overcome it? Because the people from countries that they're developed countries that have their acts together, right? My first OPEC meeting, we couldn't get in with our load, you know. Look what I did. I struggled my way in, then I got under the table and crawled and came out in front of the ministers to put my microphone there. What am I saying? It doesn't matter. Let me tell you what she does say. We started working when we were very, very young. By the time my husband was cutting me, the mother actually said, I'm talking about the stereotype that